All right, guys,
This was a meeting.
welcome to the Valley Cast. Uh, Ralph, I'm sorry you thought you'd be on Dynamic Banter, maybe.
You
Or
got
my
him. I
born
told you
hungry
it would
shirt.
work.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
Welcome to the Valley Cast, everybody, listeners, those of you at home. Joe, what's up, man? You've
back.
been dealing with life, and you haven't been on the show for a second.
I'm back. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you opening the doors and with such welcoming arms. Had a little bit about COVID and family, and it fucked us real good. It was fun.
3 people died, and we won't say who. But I'm sorry,
Yeah,
and
it's the ones we never talked about. Like, they just didn't fit in my brand, so it's actually kind of a blessing.
I love how there's celebrities who have like a kid who you learn about like decades later, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Osbournes, like Ozzy Osbourne had that show, The Osbournes, and you know he has 4 kids, I think, or at least 3, but we only
We're
ever
just taking your words as gospel. We're like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
at least 3 because we had 2 on the show. Whatever their names were, I forgot.
Jack
Kelly and
Kate.
Jack. I wish
Jack
I
and
didn't
Kate.
know that.
That's right, Jack and Kate. And you know, there was another kid in the mix, an older girl that like didn't want anything to do with the show at all.
An older, wiser girl.
Yeah. And I think you see her once in the background ever and then never again. And it's
That's
like
awesome.
crazy. And so Joe's family members who passed away due to COVID, for those of you that don't believe it exists, it's very real. And Joe lost 2 unimportant
They're in the background of some videos. that you
background
just
character
search.
family.
Yeah.
Too unimportant. That's horrible.
Important to
Oh,
us,
man.
unimportant to the audience. But Joe, welcome back. We love you so much,
Thank
and
you.
we're glad you're back. I
Thank
can't wait to hear what's up with you. But first, and Kevin is always here, so fuck you.
Yeah, I'm always
We
here.
love you and fuck you. Guys, but we have a wonderful guest today, a friend of mine, and a producer, the producer of a producer and a producer, Ralph Apel.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'm a producer.
Aren't
Yeah,
you? You're
that's his
producing
title.
this fucking Lost documentary.
It's fucking crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to
That's
hear
so
It
it
didn't
said.
hit me. It didn't hit me until like we started shooting things that I had produced.
Dude, I want to
it's
publish your texts to me at some point during this
Oh,
whole
boy.
thing, because there were many like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you were like, dude, I will. And then you would text me the craziest news ever. And I'm like, yeah, I was waiting for you. Go ahead, Joe.
I would like to petition changing producer to just maker of stuff. I think it's a much cooler
Yeah,
title.
well,
Yeah,
Ralph
right?
the thing is Ralph has made a lot of shit.
Maker of stuff.
He's a maker of stuff. So
Yeah.
you already have been a producer. You already are a producer of stuff. Like I want you to summarize kind of like your whole thing. Like how did you appear in the zeitgeist? And
It was zeitgeist.
there is a zeitgeist because I just for the first time ever I Googled your name.
Oh shit!
Well, that
Did you
was
get
like
my Uncle Ralph?
Because hold on, I don't know who that is.
Okay,
Ralph
because
Bakshi?
because
Unimportant.
you'll either get me or my Uncle Ralph, who was like the president of Black Cat Fireworks for decades,
Whoa, that's
and the
your
president
uncle?
of Red Devil Fireworks.
What the fuck?
You're the
Yeah.
heir to the Black Cat
Yeah.
Fireworks.
The Black Cat Fireworks dynasty.
The closest thing. Oh my god! So when I was like maybe 10 or 11, the closest thing I ever got to the Black Cat industry was I was up visiting my Uncle Ralph in San Francisco, and we got invited by his boss, like the head, like the
Black
main
Cat.
owner of Black Cat. And he took us to this Japanese restaurant, and there was a kid's table, and it was like $1 billion. And
Oh shit!
it sticks in my mind because the restaurant's name was Fook Ewan, And me and my sister loved it because we can go around saying, "Oh, I love Fook Ewan." Like, we're able to get away with saying that in front of our parents. Yeah.
It's like
It's a much different Ralph. This is your 10-finger Ralph. He is old 7-finger Ralph.
Yeah.
Also, there is another restaurant that was owned by someone who had a crazy huge lawsuit with Ewan McGregor, and it's called Fuck Ewan.
Oh.
And we'll be right back. But Ralph, I don't want to get too into the weeds of nerdy shit because I know we'll go on and on and on.
Here, I'll answer your question.
Yeah, because hold on, but I want you to know that when I Googled your name, I found like an OC register article about you and your debauchery. Just kidding. I found it was about where is it? Did I keep it up?
Poop story?
No, OC Weekly. Whoa, you're gonna have to tell us what the poop story is.
What's the poop story?
I sent the poop story to DB. It was read on History Road.
Wait. Oh, this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your poop story? Summarize it one more time.
You could also find that story in the OC Weekly. Essentially, those plungers. You know how there's plungers shaped like a ball with a hole in the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the regular Mario plunger, but like a real let's get this shit taken care of. I was working at Disneyland, and I could not get the toilet cleared, and so I used that plunger to plunge, and a turd the size and heft of a softball was stuck inside that ball like it was a trackball from Centipede.
Or like a ballpoint pen, like
yeah.
microscopic.
Track ball from Centipede. Not just talking side, but talking smoothness.
Yeah, smooth.
So there's tongs.
Was it smooth as a centipede ball?
I mean, I got to level 3.
Okay.
No.
So you used it on your
Disneyland,
own. You brought it to your home arcade machine.
Every restroom stock closet at Disneyland Resort has a pair of salad tongs, like the steel metal, like the
They're
big
literally
salad tongs,
salad tongs.
so that you can pull the cigarette butts out of the urinals without getting near it. So yeah. Well, I decided, this isn't getting clogged. I'm going to stick the salad tongs in and see what I could pull out. So then we threw away the plunger with the giant turd in it. I stick the tongs in. And
to what?
The tongs,
to the toilet?
Into the brown water. It looked like unfiltered apple juice.
Into the
Ralph is
water.
problem solving right now.
And I put the salad tongs in, and I closed them about a centimeter.
So we got a thick boy.
And we pulled out another one.
Damn. And this one you played golf with.
It's you ever play croquet?
Yeah. I've had
big
one.
ball.
They're buttery. So
So that wasn't the last one. There was one more.
So that's in the OC Weekly?
Yeah,
someone
was doing Disney stories. Yeah.
All right.
They were telling like nightmare stories from cast. It was fine. It was more fascinating. The last one was the size of a Chipotle burrito, but like the old kind, not like the new small kind.
Yeah, the big boys.
It was like a big,
before they knew what they had.
We think somebody,
with that person.
We believe that, or we came to the conclusion that it was somebody who poops in a bag that's hanging off of their belt or whatever,
and then they dump it.
Just
dumped it into the thing.
Wow. God,
or
still that solid of a shit, like in a bag.
When you wish upon a star.
Even the happiest place on earth has a little dirty secret.
So what did you read about?
Place did you read about
the?
So no, I Googled your name and I found an article from 2014 where they talk about
VHS dude
the 10 VHS videos that will always be the shit. And you're featured in it. There's a picture of you in a movie theater and everything. And I forgot for a split second that you ran like a weird like movie night at random theaters, and then you did your VCR thing. So give us the whole shebang. So this is people that have no fucking clue who you are.
And this is how I met Steve. On Vine, I used to post VHS clips because I had like 600 VHS tapes in me and my wife's one-bedroom apartment, and it's not. I was looking at it through her eyes, probably not the coolest thing to have. It's just like
No, but
like
Stevie is
600
awesome.
plus.
His wife's name is
puts up with a lot.
Stevie. Not to
Bought me
out
this
you.
fucking quarter scale Kyle Rayner statue, so she's cool.
Yeah, she's a big awesome nerd too. She's lovely.
But I was like, I can't just have this shit because I would go to Goodwill's and collect like weird stuff. And I'm like, I gotta do something.
When you talk
with
about VHS clips, we're not talking about like Die Hard and Terminator. We're talking about like
really obscure
gold weird shit like Beesro.
Beesbo.
Beesbo? What the fuck is Beesbo?
So
Dude,
so Matt
people
Robb
forget that there's billions of movies.
Yeah.
Matt Robb, your buddy Matt started. He started following me, and he's obsessed with this movie. And I sent him there's the full version. I have the full version.
What is that? But that's the shit you would go to thrift stores and find.
Yeah, I would go and find shitty shit.
And you'd be like, this is crazy. Around, yeah. So you start putting those clips on Vine.
I started putting them on Vine because I got to do something with these.
Yeah, because they're fun.
And I was working at a web company doing all kinds of SEO and shit for people that I didn't want to do. Small businesses are great, but restaurant owners are flaky. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I was like, I want to have fun.
Ralph hates all restaurant people. Put it in the OC Weekly. Ralph hates all fucking restaurant people.
They're all a bunch of softball turds. They no, but I was like, on the internet, like all this shit is free. Everything I was doing for them was social media stuff and logo design. And I'm like, I can do this shit for myself. I'll create a VHS page and I'll start just posting shit.
And you still do Vine that today?
Sort of. I got this new Mac and it doesn't hook up with my RCA, my Elgato.
Oh shit! Yeah,
not a sponsor.
No.
I haven't.
But that's how you got your VHS tapes into the computer.
Yeah.
But you still, what's it called? It came from the VCR.
It came from the VCR. It's at VHS.
Oh shit, that's you.
Yeah, that's Ralph.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's me. So here's the thing, Joe. Joe. So one day, one of my vines.
I follow you, bro.
Yeah. So one of my vines, one day is like 500,000 views and like 75,000 revines. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I have no idea what's going on. And my sister who followed me on Vine is like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And she says, oh, this guy revined it. I think it was this guy. And I'm like, oh shit, look at this guy's got like a shitload of followers. I'm gonna send him a message and say thanks for doing that, dude. That's awesome. And then my Vine exploded, and that dude was Steve.
No way.
Yeah. So you revined some shit.
Damn, I'm sure you've told me this story.
I forgot. Think I have, but I mean, it's not a great story.
I think it's cool because
it's a pretty good story.
I DM'd a guy who revined me. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's good protocol.
You know what? No. You know what? Ralph's right. That's fucking creepy and weird. Good job, Ralph.
No.
You want to know what's
creepy and weird is the cursed photo I teased.
Do you have it?
I could probably pull it up.
I can find it.
Either way, hold on.
I'm gonna find it and let me know when to put it in the chat.
Either way, it'll be in the video version of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'll send it to Kevin, but let's see if I can find it. But dude, listen.
I mean, it's in my folders.
Okay,
I have
send it.
Got it
set
handy.
aside.
Yeah.
No. It's from a specific. I don't want to.
Well, okay, hold on.
Give it away. So here's the thing. Back in 2006, I did a podcast about laws called the Dharmalars.
The Dharmalars, and it was why was it called the Dharmalars?
So in the back here of my room, I have a box of Dharmalars. We did 2 episodes because there was a podcast I love. They sort of like parted ways because one person went to the Navy and they just stopped doing shows. So me and my friend Ben were like, okay, we're going to pick up the pieces. We're going to do the episodes you missed. And then if Craig, who is still around, wanted to pick up where we left off, he could just continue the show with a different host.
Yeah.
Which worked. which
Doesn't
worked. Craig came
always.
back with a new host, but when he came back with a new host, he's like, "Oh yeah, Ben and Ralph are going to be on this network doing their show too." And I'm like, "Oh, that's news to me, but I'll do it. I had fun."
Hell yeah.
And the first 2 episodes we covered had a box of Dharmalars, which are Malamars in the Dharma version of things.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, fuck it. That's the stupidest thing we noticed in
We'll
2
call
episodes.
Dharmalars.
We're just going to call ourselves the Dharmalars. It's a classic episode 3. We named the show situation. And then,
Okay, so but this is for people who like, because Kevin loves Lost, right?
great.
Yeah.
And Joe,
But Joe probably doesn't know what
I don't even know
Dharma
if you
is.
watched it.
I haven't seen
Joe, there's a show
frame.
that would be perfect for you.
It's
If you
called It
haven't
Feels Like
seen
the
it.
First Time, Joe. Joe doesn't have time for that. He's a father. Here's the thing.
Well, less kids now.
In Lost, so Lost was a huge hit phenomenon TV show. You know this at least. And so there was a Dharma initiative, secretive thing in the show
I know
that was like
that.
a science
Oh, he
team
knows.
or whatever that
He's
was
got
on the
that.
Lost Island. And this is also for people who don't know who are listening to. So
Well, you have plenty of time to watch it, by the way. It's on something.
it is on
watch
something. Who knows
Go
what
watch it.
right now, but it is.
Yeah.
So wherever you are in whatever part of the world you're in. But in the show there's like a science team or science corporation.
Yeah.
And they're called the Dharma Initiative, and at one point there's like Dharma food on the island, and it's all like branded like Dharma, and it'll just say like sweet cookies or something, or like
Yeah, it's the island's Kroger.
yeah, it is the
Yeah.
island's Kroger, exactly.
Yeah.
And so Ralph has an actual Dharmalar's Malamar box of Dharma Malamars.
Love it.
And it's still got them inside.
And
you can
it's still
smell
got
the
him
chocolate.
Have
inside.
to.
So anyway, Lost was a huge, awesome show, and Ralph had a huge, awesome podcast called the Dharmalars that was actually one of the. In fact, I think you were neck and neck with the official Lost podcast
Hell yeah.
as like as one of the only Lost podcasts that was out.
There's a few out there. But 2006, like this is
Yeah,
insane.
that's like when
you
YouTube
think
is
about
starting.
it now.
Yeah.
So the Dharmalars got we got up to number 4 in TV and film,
That's awesome.
and we got up to number 8 in all categories.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
so awesome.
So I
they
mean,
were
we were
recent
beating out
podcast explosion,
Shark Week.
Yeah.
We were beating out
The
Shark
sh-
Week.
Were
the Shark
you
Week
just
podcast?
discussing episodes of the show and like the
Yeah.
making? Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it'd come out on Wednesday. We'd record on Thursday and post them up like Friday night.
Did you
or
get the
something.
showrunner's attention ever?
Trailblazers.
Did anybody
I
on
don't-
the show ever get?
Well-
yeah, Trailblazers
well-
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a phone line. There used to be this service that was out of Seattle where you can just get a free phone line. You give out that number, people call it, and they can leave a voice message. It goes to my inbox. And one fucking morning, hey guys, this is Jorge. I had about this theory and stuff, and I was like, what?
No fucking
Sweet.
way. So he was
Yeah.
listening to it.
Which
He was
who is
listening
that
to it.
for
He would-
people who don't know?
What's that?
Jorge Garcia
Who
is
that?
the
yeah.
is the character that plays Hurley.
The big guy on
Lost.
the show with the
Big guy.
curly
Yeah.
Can't
hair.
quite recognize him.
He's
Yeah.
like one of the best characters on the show for sure.
The inspiration from the infamous Weezer album. It's the only thing he ever
There you
did.
go.
That's right. That hurt. That's so crazy.
So here's the story, because Jorge and I became friends, and it was kind of every once in a while I look at my life and I'm like, this is nuts.
I know.
that
Simulation shit.
I was at a barbecue with Jorge, and he gathered everyone in the kitchen, and he was like, hey, I just want to tell you guys, on Wednesday Weezer's announcing their new album, and this is the cover. And he showed us on the phone, and we're like, what do you mean that's the cover?
What the absolute fuck?
So great.
So
If you guys listening haven't seen the cover of this Weezer album, you have to look at it because it's literally just his face, and you're like, this
Like a cell
can't
phone
be real.
picture.
So you must have thought that he was joking.
Well, I mean, I believed him.
You believed him right away? Oh, because
I mean,
why else would he
say
gather
this
everyone
shit?
in the
Yeah.
kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was Michael Emerson's kitchen.
Oh
which
shit!
Fucking just, I'm
Who's
like,
another
what the
wonderful
fuck is-
actor from
Yeah.
Lost.
And I was like, what is my life?
Dude, what the
but-
fuck?
But it's hilarious because if you get the CD, it's just his face.
Yeah.
But when you pull out the liner notes, it folds out to it's a cell phone picture of Rivers Cuomo and Jorge.
It's like
And they
it's
just
like a
decided to
selfie,
crop him.
or
No,
someone
someone
took
just
the
took a
picture.
2-shot. And it's the background is nothing. It's literally like, hey, we're backstage at the same picture, and then fold it up, and it just his face is the cover.
great.
It's too bad Elliot isn't here because Elliot's like our resident Weezer
He
fan.
just saw Weezer,
and,
yeah.
and he just saw them and sent us a video yesterday.
I
and
mean, I could tell you, I'm not.
we have
I'm
some
not- I'm not-
degrees of separation to Weezer
Yeah.
once again.
I do too. I
Yeah.
have even more. Is the director of what the fuck? Getting Lost, the documentary Getting Lost.
Yeah, I was gonna
that
say, fuck all
currently
this nerd
producing.
shit and let's talk about that.
No, the director plays trumpet and is on a Weezer album.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Lost in
What is
Weezer
our
have a
life?
thing.
Our lives are so weird.
It is.
Oh
It
man,
is.
that's just another dude making stuff.
Another
He's a
dude
trumpet
making
player,
stuff.
makes
Producer.
documentaries.
Speaking
like,
of,
Right.
and his name is Taylor
Taylor.
Morton.
Yes.
And Taylor directed the last blockbuster, or put together.
Yeah.
He directed it,
Right.
and that's a documentary about
I mean,
Blockbuster.
I mean, it's just me and him.
So
And
you
then
guys,
we have a.
so you guys are making
Yeah.
a Lost documentary. Talk about what that is and where did that start?
He was a fan of the Dharmalars.
That's so cool. Dude, isn't it cool? We're at the age now where people watched our shit and listened to our shit, and we hope the email will come where they're like, hey man, I'm a big fan. Let's do something now.
Yeah, and what's crazy? So this is what's crazy. I have a Patreon. It's
No
just
plugs.
to cover the shit for my just
kidding.
to cover
No
my
plug.
shit
Go ahead.
for my podcast. That's all it's for. It literally covers the cost for the podcast, and that's it.
What's it called?
What's it called?
It's the Casino Skunk Secret Society.
The
because-
Casino
Whoa.
Skunk Secret
Casino-
Society.
Yeah, because it's Casino Skunk Productions is
All
my.
right,
I love the
post-
Casino
bleep
Skunk
that
thing.
out.
That's great.
The
Bleep that
Casino
out.
Skunk
Kevin.
name is so
Bleep it
gross.
out.
And
Okay.
what'd you
Bleep
say,
it out.
Joe? We're gonna cut it
Bleep
out.
it out
Bleep
in
it out.
post.
Yeah.
Bleep it out.
We're cutting the plug out.
We're
cutting every plug out, including the Lost documentary.
But keep all that Elgato stuff. We love that.
Yes, we want to be sponsored
So
by them.
so what I would do is go on Twitter and said, hey, anybody who's following me, all my whatever 1,000 followers, hey, if you're not doing anything right now, drop what you're doing, jump on a mic, and come on a show with me.
Yeah.
Come record a podcast, and I'll just pick your brain about shit.
That's so fun. I'm
So
gonna steal that
Taylor-
idea.
So Taylor, I just called it impromptu interview, and fucking I'll just say, let's go. Like literally, like if you're ready right this second, the first person will
That's
be on
so
the show.
fun.
I love that.
And-
It's so good.
And so this guy Taylor, who I've been following on Facebook since the dawn of Facebook, I'm like, oh, I kind of seen him around. He's done like he's like pops in for my Lost post, whatever the algorithm decides that we should see from each other. And so I
Yeah.
get him on the show, and I'm like, wait, you fucking directed the last blockbuster? And he's like, wait, you're fucking VHS, dude? I'm like, how did we not know
Wait,
about
so he
that?
just saw a post
No
that
idea.
said, if you're free right now, come hop
Yeah.
on this thing, and was like, fuck
I
it, I'll
mean-
do it.
That's
We were
hilarious.
Facebook friends,
He
but
didn't-
only through, yeah.
But like Facebook friends is like, God, you're I'm Facebook friends with people that I don't remember who they are. I don't remember how we met or anything. Am I the only one?
No,
Or is
I
that
get
true
that.
for everybody?
think
I
so.
can't
Everybody
imagine someone on Facebook hitting me up and being like,
I know.
especially someone do you remember who
I
he
mean, listen,
was
this
when
is
he
this
hit
is at
you
the
up?
very. No, I have a ton of friends who are just like have been friends since
Like even
the
high school
inception
or
of
something,
Facebook.
or
Facebook-
college or whatever. Yeah.
Facebook started like while Lost was going on, which is a big
Yeah,
part of our documentary
true.
because fucking social media and Lost go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So when you were like Taylor, when you met Taylor or like reconnected and were like, holy shit, you directed this, and he was like, holy shit, you were this. What was
Yeah.
this next? How did you get to the Lost documentary from that?
A couple months later, I get a call. No, he sent me his number and he's like, hey, give me a call. And I'm like, sweet, I love VHS shit. Here we go. And he's like, hey, my wife kind of wants to have a trip to Hawaii, but she wants to sort of
shit.
write it off for tax purposes. So if there's anything we could shoot in
So let's make
Hawaii,
a documentary.
let's make a documentary about
Holy
Lost.
shit.
And he says, do you want to produce? And
You guys pulled an Adam Sandler. Didn't Adam Sandler go like, I want to go to Hawaii and have it be completely paid for and be with my friends? Oh shit, I should make a movie about it.
Right. It's kind of that. And he was like, do you want to produce it? And I was, instead of just being like confident and saying like, you know, absolutely, I have, 16, 17 years of podcast experience and bringing on guests and scheduling and stuff, and I know Lost people and stuff. Instead of that, I'm like, oh really? Like, why?
Don't you know someone else?
I'm like, what do you? I told him, I said, I've never done this before, and it was for months. I kept saying, I'm like, yeah, like I can get these people, and I'm ready. And
you're more than qualified. You're the perfect guy for the job.
I'm like sleepless nights thinking like, how the fuck is this? Like, what's the documentary about Lost? Just people talking about a TV show. Also, how's it going to end? Like, what's the arc in the documentary? And I'm just like up and up and up and up and up. And so like a couple months pass and it hits me one night, the middle of the night. I ended up not sleeping that night at all because the idea struck me.
Because your tummy
is the ending of the documentary. And my tummy.
Wait, so you had you had diarrhea and you thought of the end of the documentary?
Yeah,
I was like, I know how this could end, and it excited
my brain
you?
was going like, because dude, if you've produced stuff on the internet and stuff for years, but I mean, like, just to have someone approach you and say, I want you to produce a movie.
You're like, I'm gonna move away and no one will ever see me again. I just want to go hide somewhere. I don't think I could do it.
So, but Taylor told me, he's like, hey, listen, I've done like 5 of these documentaries. The only thing you could do is make it better. You're not gonna fuck it up. And I'm like, all right, man. But I came up with this idea of how the story arc should be. And I could probably get into it, but maybe I'll save it for the movie. But
let him give him some crumbs.
Yeah.
But Taylor was like, perfect. Let's do this.
Wow. And the next thing you know, and what year was that, and how long ago?
Yeah,
he called me on, it was November 2021. So we've been at it for almost a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And we started a shoot. We did a shoot in December and a shoot 2 weeks ago. We have a total of 9 days of shooting. We have 20 interviews in the can, and we haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg. And it's just been fucking bonkers.
Have you what's the response been? Because you guys just announced this.
Yeah.
Is there a release date? Do you have there is?
We have a set date in mind.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have come forward and said, you guys better release it on this date.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So there's a very specific date we have in mind, because in 2024, which the movie is being released, is the 20th anniversary of the pilot of Lost. And I feel like there's a very specific date that we should be releasing this on.
I think so too.
I mean,
March 10th, Mario Day.
Yep.
Joe, what did you do with your family for Mario Day this year?
I shot a Mario video at work.
Did you really?
On accident.
Cool. I tweeted that I ate spaghetti in the sewer for in celebration of Mario Day.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elliot, and welcome to the ad portion of this podcast. I hope you're enjoying the episode with our very special guest, Ralph. I'm here to tell you about a really cool deal, and if you're interested in more information, you can click the link in the description. Guys, what is Kudos? Well, guess what? If you shop online, you probably use an app to find the best coupons. You save money that way. Well, have you heard of Kudos? You should. You should also use Kudos to get the most cash back. Kudos is a free shopping extension that not only helps you pick the best card to use at checkout, but also doubles your rewards on over 15,000 sites. That means if you usually get, 3% back from your credit cards on Sephora or Booking.com or even MeUndies, you'll now earn 6% with Kudos. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically what we like to call free money. The best thing about Kudos, by the way, is that it's easy to use. You can add Kudos to Chrome or your iPhone in just a few clicks. shop like normal, and Kudos will automatically appear at checkout to handle the rest. How great is that? I will sometimes go to booking.com because I like to get out of Los Angeles every now and then because it's falling apart around me all the time, and sometimes I wonder if the magic of the city has lost its luster, and therefore I'm slowly postponing the inevitable until I find a new home. And so in order to satiate that desire, I will occasionally book small places at booking.com, and when I use Kudos, it will save me money, which allows me to later book more things. In fact, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Kudos has saved the average user over $750 per year. Imagine all the Moxie movie posters or small weekend getaways you could do for that. So don't wait. Use code Valleycast to double your rewards and get Kudos for free by going to joinkudos.com/Valleycast. That's right. Go to joinkudos.com/Valleycast to get Kudos for free and 2 times your rewards today. Go to joinkudos.com/Valleycast to get Kudos for free and 2 times your rewards today. That's joinkudos.com/Valleycast so that they know we sent you and not those other guys who aren't as cool. Not like Ralph, who's also cool, who I've never met, but it sounds like you guys are having a really good time. So add Kudos for free and 2 times your rewards. Go to joinkudos.com/Valleycast. We really appreciate it. Anyway, at the time of this recording, I was in Florida, and Weezer was good. So this isn't my time to shine. This is just my time to tell you about Kudos. But I will have more to say on the matter. I guess. I love you. Bye.
So Ralph, this movie's coming out. You like it's going. You
announced that you have to do it now because you told people that you're doing it.
I mean, yeah. We told people it went apeshit. Now I'm not like VHS dude is like kind of okay as far as numbers go, as far as followers. Nothing's like escalated as much as this. I think we got like. It's been like a week and a half, and we have like 17,000 followers, or not 17,000, 1,700 followers on Twitter.
Dude,
and that's cool.
Yeah.
And people are coming out of the woodwork. Also, people who everybody wants to be in the movie.
I know.
Everybody wants to be in the movie.
I know. Is it overwhelming?
It is. It is.
I saw some tweets that were like, hey, you gotta get. I know some people you gotta get in this movie. All these people have no idea how movies work. Like it's done.
It's scary. It's really scary when there's a specific fan out there who I had to DM because I'm like, please stop bugging Matthew Fox and Evangeline Lilly like every day on this on their Instagram and on the Twitter. I'm like, we know. We know that they should be in the movie. We want them to be in the movie. Please don't scare them. Please, we're doing this a very specific way.
From it, yeah.
And I'm saying, if you have any questions about them, send them to me.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and so it's stuff like that where I'm like, we had just gotten finished shooting something like a dozen interviews in 3 days, and we launched. And the way things have been snowballing, we ended up getting like 2 additional shoot days with 3 people. And so we launched, like I was dead tired.
Dude, I remember you texting me, dude, we had all these interviews scheduled. Like you were just getting started.
Oh, that.
And you're like, we had all these interviews scheduled and like everyone dropped out and like.
No, that was a different story. That was.
But I just remember you being like,
so
this isn't going to work. And then I remember like even a week later, you're like, dude, I think this is going to work.
Dude, I'm not equipped to be a producer. And we were going to do a shoot in January. We scheduled like 12 people, and I guess I could tell this story because everything's been fixed.
But Tom Cruise, no, it's like
I had
the biggest name in the
like scheduling people in a 3-day target, trying to get 12 people scheduling in a 3-day target's tough.
Yeah.
Real tough. And
especially if it's people that have even like the slightest of notoriety. It changes everything.
Right.
Their schedules are impossible to navigate, basically.
So we were shooting Monday through Tuesday, and the director Taylor was coming into town on Saturday. And that Friday, we got our last piece of the puzzle. We finally got to somebody, and they're like, I'm available this time. I'm like, holy shit, that's the only slot we have open. Perfect. And you're right next to the other people that we're working on. And 2 hours later, I get a call from the director, and his lovely wife, great person, contracted COVID, and he didn't have it, but I'm like, listen, dude,
Yeah.
you've been exposed.
Well, let's all wear
Also,
masks. Like, we'll wear masks.
don't leave your wife for the week to, you know. I'm like, listen, we'll just reach out to everybody. And that whole schedule just poof.
Ugh.
Like
Yeah,
right
that's
before,
how it
like the day
happens.
before. And so I was like, I'm not a producer, but the group we had on that shoot was pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I was very excited about this shoot. So anyway, everything got sorted out. We got those people back, with the exception of two people who were friends of the first time show. Emily and
Emily.
Iffy. Yeah, they were going to join us.
Iffy.
But they're the only ones that didn't get rescheduled. I need to reach out to them again.
They're great. Great.
Well,
folks.
they've officially been called out on the Valley.
Yeah, they have.
Cast.
Now they can't. Now they got
step
it.
up.
Yeah, it's scheduling wise. Like, we shot and they were on the Joko cruise or something, and so it's like,
yeah.
I'm like, we're in Los Angeles. You're out to sea. It's a little tough.
No, we'll just get a tugboat and we'll meet you guys out there.
Yeah, because we've been doing all the no Zoom interviews. Like, this is the
It's all
legit,
in-person
like,
shit,
documentary.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking
3 camera
of
setups.
yeah,
And then okay,
yeah.
so let me just tell you, day one, I'm nervous as shit. We're just interviewing nothing against fans. We're interviewing a fan, so it's like, luckily for me, it's not like, oh, here's Evangeline Lilly, or this is, Matthew Fox. It's a fan. So I'm like, okay, this guy's on the same page as me. And they set up all the cameras. I just stand back, like, I just chat with the interviewee, just kind of give a breakdown of what we're talking about. Like, you don't need to know math. You don't need to know, like, super intricate plot details. We're talking about 20 years of Lost. It's fine. And then Taylor says, well, here, go do the clapperboard. And I fucking froze.
Because you're like, I don't know what that is.
I know what a clapperboard is, and I've seen it a million times. But because I've seen it a million times, I was afraid I was going to fuck up movies. Like, oh no, I don't want to fuck up movies.
Yeah, you'd be
I've gotten a little bit better.
Yeah, if you don't do it right, every movie is fucked.
Your
And I
click
can
just
say-
reverberates.
Yeah.
Say Steve probably has seen me with the clapperboard firsthand.
I haven't. You know what? It was
I
so
was
natural.
nervous.
You were so natural that I didn't even notice that you were like doing that.
Yeah, that's the thing, is all these people, they deal with clapperboards all the time.
Yeah.
I wanna rewind really quick, because unless I went into a fugue state, can you give me the elevator pitch for the documentary? I feel like we've been talking about it as if we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, what's it called and everything.
For me and for the audience, what are you working on without giving too much away? Like, what is the
so Taylor Morden, the director of the last blockbuster, is doing a documentary called Getting Lost. It's at Getting Lost Doc. And it's focusing on the 20th anniversary of Lost and where Lost fits in the history of television. So when you think about Lost, when Lost started, we just had the finale of Frasier, and like Gilmore Girls was in the mix.
They finally ate the scrambled eggs. That was the
the finale. Niles tossed a salad.
They tossed the salad and ate scrambled eggs.
When Lost ended, it's tough with Steve in the elevator. It was a long elevator.
Right, because I'm farting and making jokes about everything you say.
By the time Lost ended, Breaking Bad and Mad Men were on the air.
Yeah, TV had totally evolved. We're like the third evolution of the Pokemon TV.
Yeah, like TV starting to
super quick.
Yeah.
But then Twitter, Facebook, podcasting, and DVRs, TiVo, all happened during Lost. So people were able to pause their TV, look at clues, talk to someone across the planet about this show. It got to the point where people didn't want to get spoiled, and they all came together on this little thing, which show up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, then went to Thursdays, but they all came in. It was like a sporting event. You had to see it live. You had to know what happened to your favorite player,
Mhm.
and it became water cooler talk. And then there was a finale.
The
And
divisive.
that split everybody in half.
Yeah.
It completely split everybody in half. But as the years have gone on, and that's kind of what I want the documentary to be, is sort of parallel to the storyline of Lost. I want to parallel our story. So I want to talk about how, like, the plane crash brought these people from around the world together, this small group of people that dealt with this, like, they were fighting the whole time, they were friends, they were enemies, they argued, they agreed, they have civilized conversations, they got at each other's throats, they had disagreements, but in the end they all came together in this church and was like, you know what, with all the fucking bullshit that we went through on this show, it was all about the friends we made and the people we connected with. And so
it was
that's
truly
what I
the
want.
friendships. The real treasure was the friendships we made along the way. It's
100%. And
the actual version of that.
We want the documentary. We're covering cast and crew, and we're covering the fan side of things. And we want to talk about Lost. And these are two units that came together because there was an official Lost podcast where they brought in people from the show and answered fan questions. Like, this had never been done before. Like, people didn't know showrunners. So the essential, the elevator pitch is, we want this documentary to sort of mimic the journey of Lost. And in the end, we want those two groups to come together in a big hug fest before they go out into the world.
And move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And you've got you've got people, you've got cast on board, you've got fans on board, you've got people that were like yourself and Steve that were like reverberating around the world of Lost during that time.
Yeah, and it's sort of a way to, like, explain what Lost is in real world terms. I mean, I want, like, we all know Damon Lindelof left Twitter, and it was a bummer because of fan reactions to Lost.
Yeah.
I would just love if I can get some sort of event to happen, maybe not at a church, but if I can get some sort of event to happen where fans can go give Damon Lindelof hugs. That's all I want.
Like, we love you, because he did.
Yeah,
he really did leave because people were bullying him endlessly about.
And I'm hoping enough time has passed. Like, for those of you who follow, like, Hayden Christensen, Star Wars fans shit on him.
Yeah,
and those fans went away.
Yeah,
and then the Kenobi show comes out, and everybody embraced Hayden Christensen. And he's like, I'm back. This is amazing. Like, that's what I want. That's the arc of this thing. Yeah. That's what I want. I want it to be Lost. Everybody loved it. Half the people hated it. Now the people we have left are all the people that appreciate it. And there's a new generation of people appreciating it. And so this is probably the most I've talked about this movie in the public, but this is what we're going for. And I want people to know and understand that this movie is in the hands of two people who absolutely fucking love the show.
Yeah.
Love the finale, understood the meaning behind the finale, and want to just spread that love and joy and togetherness into the world.
Wow.
There's going to be some conflict. We're looking for folks who, hate the finale.
Hate it. Yeah.
we need to have some conflict in there. It can't be an echo chamber. So there will be some people that weren't fans of it.
Wait. You're saying you're going to have people who liked it, who didn't like it, and maybe hadn't seen it?
Yeah. But I mean,
sounds awfully familiar.
Sounds
at
like
the time. I mean, you can just say it, dude. I'm good. Like I the only thing I told you guys before
we were gonna say it. We were just waiting for a moment to say it.
Was that we weren't gonna? I couldn't talk about any announcements that we haven't announced, any people that we haven't announced yet. But that's what I can't say.
Yeah, but
you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Well, I will say that because Ralph and I are friends, I had the privilege of being invited to be on a part of your documentary as well with Owen Carter and Brett Register.
Cool.
Because we had a show called It Feels Like the First Time, where we covered Lost, and we I guess we reconnected there. That was that Taylor Morden moment because maybe you guys were friends for a while and then you did a thing and then he reconnected with you and then this was birthed from that. But you and I were connected through Vine, and then all of a sudden we're doing a Lost podcast, and then you're like, dude, I'm a huge Lost fan, and I had a Lost podcast, and I have a terrifying photo of us from Comic-Con.
No, it was, dude. Can I tell you this? Can I tell you this story? So, Apel keeps all your memories and like your folder.
Yeah.
Like, I have
those brat bastards. Oh wait, and by the way, Joe, you're gonna have to pop out soon or something.
At 9:30, I have to go to a birthday party.
Okay, so maybe we'll keep going, or maybe we'll stop.
Yeah, you guys got to keep going. This is great.
I'm fine. Okay. I'm fine. Okay, I'm gonna drop this in the chat when it's time to mention it. So I was going through old Comic-Con pictures, and there's this heinous picture. My friend Ben, we're standing in the lines for some fucking toy. Snaps this picture with a flash of me and my friend Lenny. I don't have my beard, so that's already startling.
It's a terrifying photo.
And it's the fucking worst photo of me of all time. And I open it and I'm like, I'm going to get rid of this thing. And I look in the back. Of this photo. San Diego Comic-Con 2005. I'm like, that little boy looks like Steve.
But we hadn't met each other.
No, we haven't.
Oh, that's
we didn't
cool.
even know of each other's existence.
This is 2000. This was 2006.
Yeah,
I think
this was before the Vine or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is 6 years before SourceFed Steve.
Yeah, this was just nerd. I think I was in line for a Walking Dead, like a Frank Darabont signing or something.
So I looked at this picture and I stared at it. I'm like, I think that's Steve. He's like, he's wearing glasses. He's a little blurry. And so I opened the picture and I split screen with your Instagram. And I was like, because I'm like, I don't want to send this thing to Steve because it's not a flattering picture of anybody involved.
No, it's not.
And I want to be like, wait, is this weird guy? Hey, Steve, is this weird thing guy in the back you?
Which one of these disgusting fucks is you?
Well, when we did the first time show, and Ralph would send emails in all the time, and Ralph was like a friend of the show. I think we had you on the show eventually, right?
Yeah. It took me, oh yeah, I've been on a couple times.
But I remember during that show, you like sent that photo to me. And it blew my mind.
Oh, because I was like,
what are the
I was
chances?
afraid to send it to you. I was like, what are the chances?
It is creepy because it's like, how the fuck did you even see it? Okay. You were really looking at this picture.
Wait, can we see
it? Is now
drop it in the chat?
Yeah, he's gonna.
It is now dropped in the chat.
All right, it's in the chat.
God, it's the worst picture of me.
Oh.
Wait, who am I meeting over there? Look at Ralph. Ralph, you look like a sex pest.
Are you meeting David Tennant right there?
Actually, okay, that guy is another. Oh man, who's this guy next to you? That's like eyeballing the camera.
Is that?
Okay, so that's
your
me
friend?
Without the beard. That's my friend Lenny.
Okay.
Oh,
so your friend's
I have 2 Sharpies in my newsboy hat,
and you're wearing
I might run into Steve.
What's that? Or what is that?
No, it's Madman.
Madman, that's what it is. You're wearing a fucking Madman shirt.
God.
There he is. Sorry, Invincible. But yeah, back there. So that guy. So that's me and my ex-wife right there. That's like Exhibit A.
I see.
This is a time capsule.
It's a total time caplet. And that guy I'm talking to is my friend Blake's brother. His name is Curtis. And Curtis Brothers. And he's got like a cool band called Creature Feature. That's like a monster band.
Cool.
You guys were like close to each other too.
I know. Look at how close we are.
Look how you're framed,
dude. I'm wearing a Moe's Tavern work shirt over a Lemonheads t-shirt. A lemon.
It looks like the type of photo. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ralph.
If you look at this photo, it looks like Steve, but I wasn't sure because
I get that.
His glasses weren't as good.
Yeah,
like it just looked like a little boy Steve, and I really wanted to make sure. I'm like, hey, there's this guy with this this crazy beard holding his tummy.
So this is well before the Frank Darabont signing. So this is maybe who's the guy that did Dawn of the Dead and shit?
Zack Snyder?
No, the original, like Night of the Living Dead. And,
George Romero?
George Romero. This might have been George Romero Comic-Con. Meeting George Romero and getting stuff signed.
I love it. It's so funny. This is the type of photo
you're framed so perfectly.
Well, yeah,
Wait,
this is a VidCon creepy fan photo. Like,
Yes.
It looks like you 100%. Were trying to take a photo of Steve, and you guys are doing the thing like, let's take a photo of us. But in the background, it's Steve.
All right. Well, look, Ralph.
And then I photoshopped. Then I sent you another version of this where there was the wider version, and I put Mickey and Paolo in the background.
Oh yeah. Well, there's so much significant. I mean, it was really strange to revisit that in the Lost podcast during the first time show, because there's an episode that is a famous episode that has a storyline that's like, if there's people in your past that are like a constant in your life, and it connects you to that person, and they almost like ground you in time.
Yeah,
it's like someone that you can always like find. It's a really cool sci-fi concept. It's probably a Drew Goddard idea.
Yeah, they'll do like flashbacks of the characters' stories before the island, but find out that a lot of them are
they're interconnected, and it's like there's someone in your life that is, you may not even know it. There's someone from your past who's your constant. And when you sent me that, I was like, well, maybe you're my constant, Ralph.
I mean,
aw.
And maybe
I love my wife,
but yeah, but had you met your wife at that point?
Me and my wife have been together since 1999.
Well, I'll fight her then. I'll fight her to be your constant. But anyway,
we can have more than one constant.
Yeah, exactly. We're polyconsonant.
Perfect.
So, Ralph, let's wrap this up because it's too early on a Sunday morning, and Joe has to go too. So, not to make that excuse, but let's get the fuck out of here.
There's his ride.
Let's go back to bed. My dad's here. But Kevin, also, if you've got questions for Ralph, or if anybody's got questions for Ralph, we'll do that in the wrap up real quick. But I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. We got to have you back because I know I've been on your shows. You've been on my shows. We always talk about nerd shit, and I love it. But I just want you to plug the show and the site one more time, and anything else you want to plug about it.
It's Getting Lost Doc. And you go to the .com, that'll have a link tree. We just did a link tree. That's all anyone cares about anymore. But go to
I've seen it all over Twitter too.
It is blowing up on Twitter.
It's blown up. It's nice. It's nice because that's my area is Twitter.
I know, and and all your hard work is paying off for something really cool. And I'm real proud of you. It's awesome. I'm very excited. Not just because I'm in it. Even if I wasn't in it, I'd be like, dude, this is so cool because I fucking love Lost so much. It's about damn time there's a documentary about like the phenomenon of Lost.
Yeah, it is cool.
Right? Like it's crazy there isn't one. But yeah, thank you for being on the show. Anybody want to ask Ralph anything before we go?
Just come back. We'll ask more.
I think we'll eventually, so that Taylor and I get some money for our hard work. We may do a Kickstarter.
Okay.
You should absolutely do one.
But we'll come back for that. But for now, we want people to follow at Getting Lost Doc.
Perfect. Yeah, these are the early days of the show, of the production. We love getting our leg up on the situation here and having you on the show and talking about it.
Get on board now. Get that Kickstarter. Offer the get your name in the credits perk. Boom.
Yeah. Easy. Name in the credits perk is so easy, dude. Just do it.
I don't know if this is saying too much, but I just want to get people to this thing that we're creating, this event.
If I can I will rally my troops as well. We'll put all of our energies into this because that's a great idea, Ralph.
Yeah,
I really do think Damon Lindelof is a genius, and his future works have been incredible. and he's got a new show coming out too that looks so cool. It's like a nun fighting
is that the
AI
nun show?
algorithm.
Okay, I need to find that show. I keep seeing
I forgot
stuff
what
about
it's called, but
Yeah.
it's him. He's show running it with someone else, I think. It's not just him, but it's literally a nun fighting AI, I think.
His track record's pretty good.
It's incredible. I mean, the Watchmen show and come on.
It's called Mrs. Davis.
There it is, Mrs. Davis. Everyone watch a trailer for it because it looks so fucking bonkers. It's like it's the same stuff you expect from Lindelof, like very what the fuck is going on, but it looks like it's got a very clear kind of like premise.
Mm-hmm.
A nun goes to battle against an all-powerful artificial intelligence known as Mrs. Davis.
Oh.
A nun goes. That's it. I said it. They wrote it twice.
So it's like so she's fighting the algorithm essentially.
That's awesome.
All right, Kevin.
Thank
anything you want to say or add to the
You don't
thing?
have any questions? No lost questions? Nothing?
No, I don't. I just am excited to hear more. Like I want to talk more about it
I know.
later on.
You can
Let's
talk.
just have you back. When you want to come back when you possibly do a Kickstarter or before that?
Whenever.
Let's have you back next week.
I'm talking. Yeah. Well, what do you guys talk about next week? I'll do that.
Literally nothing. I was gonna do my Hollywood. I do a Hollywood segment. I was gonna talk about. We'll just do it real quick. Willem Dafoe wants to come back as the Green Goblin. That's cool. Mike Mignola says the Hellboy reboot is definitely a hard R, and it's the first time he read a Hellboy script and said, "Oh, it's a horror movie." And the Robert Rodriguez, John Malkovich film 100 Years is going to premiere on November 18th, 2115.
That was the hardest of outs.
The John Malkovich film 100 Years is coming out in the year 2115, or 33,846 days from today.
I just thought of something.
Okay. Go ahead, Kevin.
I did too.
Did you guys jump on the Lost? Did you guys jump on watching Lost like the second it started, or did you take a second for people to say this show's awesome, you should watch it? Type of thing?
I remember going to a Comic-Con and seeing Lost banners everywhere, and this new show called Lost is coming, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. And then they were like, but J.J. Abrams is a part of it. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. And then they were like, because I didn't watch Alias or whatever.
No. I get it. Yeah.
No, I don't even watch TV.
I don't watch TV. I can't. I'm blind. But I remember then I learned that Dominic Monaghan was in it. And I was like,
that took you?
I mean, yeah, because when Lost was announced at Comic-Con, Lord of the Rings was
probably
a
year before.
Ticket.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings was huge at Comic-Con. They had the sideshow booth with all the fucking cool Lord of the Rings shit. And was it sideshow or Weta? It was Weta. Anyway, but I remember seeing the banners everywhere and not giving a shit until I heard Dominic Monaghan was a part of it.
And that was the thing at the time, you'd never see movie people's dare show up on television.
No, it was a huge deal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it almost felt like for a second it was like, is this a downgrade? And then it was like, are they just using him to be the
to pull people in.
the pull?
Yeah.
Because it didn't
worked.
have any other big names really, but it totally fucking worked. And I remember they were showing the pilot at the panel, which I didn't go to. But I was like, that's cool, whatever. I'll just watch it whenever it comes out. Then I remember I got a UMD.
Holy shit.
Those PSP cartridges. I got a UMD of the Lost pilot it was 2 UMDs.
Wait, they gave those out to people?
No, it wasn't there. It was I was working at a video game store.
Okay, so they had it.
Oh my god, do you have those?
I'll have to look, because that might be worth something, right? It's a relic.
I'd like to pop it in
item.
wherever it can go in.
I know, right? But I remember it was season 2 started, and I got the UMDs of the pilot, and Oh, I guess the pilot was 2 episodes, broken up into 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So that makes sense why it was 2 UMDs, I guess. But I remember the first time I ever watched the Lost pilot was on UMD on my PSP, and while like season 2 was happening.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I worked at Disneyland at the time, and they had a Lost poster up in the Esplanade, you know. And
Oh yeah. Yeah, because
what
ABC.
the fuck is this shit?
Oh yeah, damn.
So I was hanging out in the parking lot with my friend. He was a manager. I was just going around sweeping up trash.
Yeah.
And he would come out and say, you guys can't sweep the parking lot unless there's a manager present. So he'd come and we'd shoot the shit. And he was telling me, he's like, dude, there's a show that aired last night called Lost. He said, it was crazy. You got to see it. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. I don't take TV recommendations. I don't watch TV. But I had a TiVo. And so I'm like, the first episode had already aired, the 2-parter already aired.
Okay.
And I went to my TiVo, I clicked in Lost, and it was airing part 1 and part 2 together on Friday night. Like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, I'll record it, and if I get a chance. So my wife, Stevie, is like, we're getting ready for the day. It's a Saturday morning. And I'm just fucking waiting for her to get goddamn ready because I want to get out of the house and go eat.
Women, am I right?
Right. But so so I'm sitting there on the couch fucking bored out of my goddamn mind. It's like, oh my God, I just want to go get some food. Fine, I put on Lost. It was like the only thing on my TiVo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, I'll just put this thing on. Get halfway through the pilot
And you're
where
like,
it cuts to the first flashback of outside the plane, and it pulls in to Jack sitting on the plane, and I'm like, oh, this is what happened before this plane crash. And I paused it, or I stopped it, went back to the beginning, and when she was done getting ready, I'm like, you gotta watch this shit.
Oh, that's
And
great.
I just played
Fun
watched
food.
the whole 2 hour we watched the whole 2-hour finale, and we were just like,
And you're
holy crap.
in. So you were in from that moment.
So we got in. We watched episode 2 or 3, depending on how you split up the pilot.
Sure.
Tabula Rasa,
That's
the first
right.
kid episode.
Yeah.
We watched live.
Oh shit! So you watched from season 1 then?
Damn.
Yeah, we
I
didn't watch a
honestly-
premiere night, but we watched it a couple days later.
I'm unsure when. I don't know if I even did.
Dude,
I don't know
I
if
would
there's
have been
any
because it was
recollection. I don't
2004,
remember
right?
starting watching it. Yeah.
2004.
Yeah.
So I would have been 9, and I remember.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember.
A 9-year-old boy.
I remember going over to
Shit,
my
dude,
friend's
that's
house.
the year I got married.
Yeah.
I remember going over to my friend's house, and their family was super into it, and they were watching an episode. Like, I had never even heard of it, and they were watching an episode, and it was the polar bear. So I don't know what episode that is.
It
But
shows up in
that's
the
where
pilot.
it is in the pilot. So they must have been watching the beginning of it. So that
And
was
were you
my
like, "This
first
looks
experience. I was confused. I was just like, okay, it's a polar bear.
Did
type
you
of
watch
thing.
it after
So
that?
then my family went back and we started it because we were like best friends with this other family. And then after the first episode, I remember seeing like the dead pilot in the tree and getting like freaked out. And my mom was like, okay, we just won't watch it. So I didn't watch any more of
because
it.
because the pilot dead
Oh
in
my
the
God.
in the plane is like the first time it's like kind of scary and gory.
Yeah. So I was
It's
just
really
too young.
weird that they named the whole episode after that character.
right?
And he's dead
Pilot.
already.
But then I didn't
Pilot.
go back to it until the first time show.
And
that
so
was my
first time
first time
show
watching it.
first time show pulled you in then.
That's right.
And
I
then
loved
and
it.
then you were like, "Oh, I'm back
14.
in." This is
I'm 14 now. I can handle
pretty
that.
much. Pretty much.
I'm 14. Yeah, because I mean, like the sounds in the forest and like things made it feel like maybe there's a dinosaur in the show, or like because they're on an island, maybe there's dinosaurs or something. And then when you see the like dead pilot, and then it gets ripped out of the cockpit, you're like, "Okay, this is dinosaurs," and it's like a horror show
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
And then
for
they-
a
But it was an
9-year-old
everything
anyway.
show.
Yeah, then it was everything after that.
Because it was like a soap opera, so your mom's watching
Yeah.
Sawyer and stuff like that.
Yep.
And it was a sci-fi show,
So
and
all your nerd
guys like
pals are
us
watching.
watched it.
Yeah.
And then it was like a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, oh, fancy.
And then it was
fancy people are
funny,
watching
and then
it.
it was like,
Yep.
and then they got those real hardcore sci-fi writers to come like do really cool shit on the show, and then you get like fucking awesome time travel and like fucking like
Season
the
5.
show goes everywhere, and I love it so much. All right, well,
Beautiful.
Ralph, thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
It was great having you. I can't wait to see you again soon as well. Maybe some kind of convention, or doesn't have to be,
Gonna try to be a thing.
Also, Ralph
I'm
is
gonna talk to you guys about something after the show.
Oh, I love that. Ralph is also an editor in the in a new future Dream Warriors project.
Oh hell yeah!
It's funny that you say it's the future when I edited that
You
shit
edited
like
it last
a year
year
ago.
Is it the Batman?
It's Batman, yeah, Batman Forever. Batman Forever and Ever has been. We've been working on it forever and ever.
Years.
Dude, I did a scene with the Flying Graysons. I'm like, oh, no one did this scene with the Flying Graysons.
Well, look.
With every tumble is a fart sound, and I loved it.
Don't spoil it. Listen, I know that there's so many. Like the movie's almost done, pretty much. We just picked a really long fucking movie, and then everybody wanted to put the goddamn deleted scenes and shit back in. So I'm like, we all agree this movie is way too fucking long to have been our second attempt at a re-edit. We did the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, excellent re-edit or whatever the fuck we call excellent remake, with a bunch of guest editors making a funny version of Bill and Ted, and we like had a movie theater screening, and you came, and that was really awesome. And then you were like, I want to do one, and we are like, you gotta do one. Well, as soon as
I heard that you guys were doing Batman Forever, I was like, fuck, I need to do a flashback scene with Michael Gough and Michael Gough.
Yeah, whatever.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
In Top Secret. Because they're in Top Secret together.
Yeah.
And I got a Top Secret DVD from Amazon shipped to me for like $4 the next day just so I could rip that footage.
So anyway, one day we will screen that on Twitch for those of you listening that want to see that. And
I could tell you guys, like, I've cheated. I've gone through and looked at a whole bunch of edits.
Yeah. I don't want to look. I haven't looked at anything. I want to go in fresh.
There's good stuff in there.
Good.
We got some good editors in there. Anyway, all right, Ralph. Thank you for joining us, Ralph Apel, good friend of the show, good friend of mine, producer of Getting Lost documentary. Thank you for being on the show, Kevin. Maker of things.
Yeah.
All the links will be in the description as well. So if you guys
follow us, please.
Follow the man, please. All right, Kevin.
This is a serious message.
This is a serious message. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.